Organically Blunt Show, the podcast that dives deep into the world of cannabis with real, informative conversations. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just curious, light up and join the conversation. Let's get organically blunt. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Organically Blunt. I am Jay Blaze, your host, and this evening I have the opportunity to speak with quite a few people. It's going to be a little different here for us. I haven't had this many guests on a live yet, so it'll take a little adjustment here, but we got it, I think. And I am Jay Blaze, the host, as everybody knows, and this evening I have the opportunity to speak with MadHasher, also known as Blaine, also known as KB Gardens, I think we said earlier. And I also have the people who are letting this happen, that are the host of the whole thing, Rich and Kate. Welcome to the Organically Blunt Show as well. Thanks to everybody for joining us this evening. So how's everybody doing in their neck of the woods?
Doing good.
Great so far.
Excellent, excellent. So we got a couple people starting to roll in here, so things are starting to go great. Hi, all. Good evening, Mad Dog. Thank you for joining us. All right, so you guys have an event going on that's coming up, and it's called Terps and Tent, or Tents and Terps. Sorry, I might have had that backwards. Okay.
Terps and Tents is right.
Okay, excellent. So how did you guys come up with the idea for the event, and where did it come from? Is the first question. We want to let everybody know kind of what you guys got going on here.
Blaine and I started talking at our friend Rick's place, and he said he wanted to do something, and well, we said we have 120 acres and we've done an event there before, so let's collab here and get something going.
Definitely. So how many events does this make for you guys at your guys' property that you guys host us at?
This is only the second one. We did the Harim, Camp Harim last year.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that, but that was.
I haven't. No, I'm pretty new to a lot of these events. You know, I work closely with Big Cloud and Michigan Gyms and Genetics. I've worked with them as well, which I think is where we met you guys at. Yep. And yeah, I have been involved with a lot of those events and some other Muskegon-based events here in West Michigan and other areas, but not too much. I'm starting to get a little bit more into networking and meeting people. So what can we expect at this event? Kind of paint us a picture here of what people would expect. Okay, so we pull up to the gate. What is the experience like from there?
Well, you drive through this big field and park at the other end of it.
All right.
You walk through a wooded path that goes through a nice little swamp area, and it opens up to a big, not a huge field, maybe an 1.5 acre, 2 acre field that's completely surrounded by trees. It's a half mile off from the road. It butts up against 6,000 acres of national forest.
Wow.
There's no light pollution. The stars are just beautiful all night long, as long as you have a clear night.
Yeah.
We're going to have lasers and things up there until midnight, but after that, it's just going to be,
nature.
Yeah, nature.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know if Blaine is talking and we lost his audio or.
Yeah, we can't hear him at all.
Yeah. No, he ain't muted on our end. Oh, there we go. Oh, no.
How we doing?
Now we got you.
Yeah.
Good.
I didn't think I was coming through very good.
No.
Not at all.
Definitely. And I just turned Rich and Kate's mic up a little bit because theirs was down a little bit. So everybody's at the same level now. So we're good there. Definitely. Yeah. This is the first time I've actually had this many guests. Thanks for everybody that's joining us this evening. And so what can we expect at this event? What type of vendors? Is there going to be artwork? Is there going to be, what type of music do you guys plan on having? Is there any type of competition?
Well, as far as DJs and entertainment and stuff like that go, we have a small lineup right now. Right now we've got gray. We're getting ready to put out a poster on some of our people. I know that Rich and Kate were good enough to acquire Flooded Boys.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Flooded Kids.
Flooded
That's
Kids.
a rap group.
Yep.
And then there's Daniel Q. He's or Daniel Quintanilla. He's in Flooded Kids, but he has his own music as well.
Sure.
And then what was the name of that band? There's a 3-piece band that's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Plus we have 2 DJs.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Some of this stuff I haven't even been able to nail down yet. I mean, we're still taking people. I'm still talking with a couple other people as well. It's
been a
it's going to
hectic
be
week.
as far as vendors go. We're going to have some, smaller craft vendors, caregiver type vendors. A list will be coming out. We'll be posting a list of that here soon as well. We're going to have art vendors, different craft vendors. Right now, we don't have a real extensive list of our craft vendors or anything like that, but we are. What is the deal again, Rich and Kate, that we're offering all of our craft people, our arts and craft people?
They can come and set up for free. They just pay for their camping if they're going to stay on the property.
Yeah, if you're not staying on the property, you just come and vend.
I know a few people, so we definitely got to plug you guys in with a few people that I know locally, and the weekend before your guys' show is one of the biggest events in Michigan. So if you guys have a chance, bring some flyers, come over to Legacy at Big Cloud, because I'm telling you guys, anybody in this industry is going to be there, and this is going to be the place to be. I mean, I'm even got some surprises up my sleeve because I'm going to be there. I can't let all of them out, but I can tell you I've got a couple big things planned that
we're going to be there.
We'll be there on Sunday. We have plans to be there on Sunday. We won't be vending,
Definitely.
but we'll definitely be there.
Yeah, so if you got flyers or posters, bring them with you, because they're going to be on the show on this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday night. We haven't locked it in fully, but I was literally talking to them guys on the way here. So, yeah. So you guys, don't be afraid to get out there and put that grit in, because I want to see you guys do some big things, and you guys have a great place up there. I looked at some of the pictures of different things you guys had on your Instagram and stuff, and I was just like, okay, this place is going to be fun. It's for the people, and that's what a lot of people like. They're looking for these events that are, I guess you'd say, caregiver based. They don't want that corporatized feeling. They don't want it to feel like a dispo. They want to relate to the people. And Dan at Michigan Gyms and Genetics, he does a great feeling like that. And all of this is just a big family at the end of the day. And I'm learning this because I'm meeting more and more people. And at the end of the day, we're all there to do the same thing. So we work together to put on a big message that we love this community, and we don't want them to take our rights away from us at the end of the day. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And, I love to be a grower. You guys, I know MadHasher, Blaine, was talking about his grows and taking care of them. I'm sure, I don't know if y'all grow or not, but
we're single source as well. Yeah,
Yep.
we definitely
And
grow.
licensed caregivers.
Yep. I have an indoor going right now, soil testing. I've got an auto tent growing. I've got some freak shows going on the deck. I've got an outdoor series going. So yeah, I've got a little bit of everything. So yeah, definitely. I can understand, and we don't want to lose that freedom. So that's the biggest thing. There's some great people that, if there's nothing else going on, you guys picked a good weekend, because I don't know of anything else going on that weekend.
The only other thing I can think of that's going on is Coast Guard Festival in Grand Haven.
Okay. Yeah. Which that's not cannabis. So,
Right.
Long story short, you guys should really, I'm going to throw a couple names under the bus here, and hopefully they listen in and they know, but Michigan Weedsters, reach out to them, because I'm sure if they ain't got nothing going on, they would love to come and speak and share the message of caregiver rights. You could get some logistics going there. You got Rick from Big Cloud. He loves to speak too. I'm just trying to help you guys out with people. I just did Smiling Acres, up there, and all them guys over there, the musicians. I'm sure some of them would love some stage play. I could probably throw a message over to the host over there. He's an artist himself, and if they don't have anything going on, maybe we can bring a couple more entertainment action guys' way. It's all about growing and helping each other at the end of the day. And I've been doing events as a marketing and promotions person, and more on the photography side of thing in West Michigan for just over 23 years.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And I've done a lot of different things. I used to be a photographer for Clear Channel Broadcasting, which is now iHeartRadio. And so I try to be the Rolodex here is what I try to tell everybody. I don't want to be the person that's the smartest. I just want to know people to plug people to other people. And
Right.
that's the person I want to be. Kind of like the phone book, I guess you'd say.
I was just gonna say that, the yellow pages.
Yep. Where if you need something, I know somebody. Okay, let's connect these people. Let's make the magic happen. I'm Mr. Walt Disney behind the Disney, but you don't ever see Walt. You just see Disney. And
Right.
that's how I want to be, as I want to help every event that I get my hands involved with and help promote. I want to help them. So, if there's anything I can do to help you guys, great. But let's get into the nitty details here. So is this a 2-day event? Is this an all weekend event? Is this a 1-day event, 3-day event? Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Camping. And I read something I thought I said earlier, if you were a med card holder.
Yeah, anybody with a valid med card is granted free entry. Now, is that for like the first 50 or the first 100 or just everybody, Rich, Kate? I haven't read over the bio in a minute, so I don't know if that was something that we included. I think it's
everybody with the med card.
Yeah,
There
you
you
go.
go.
Free if you have a med card.
There you go. Yeah, and that's great.
Not free camping, but you get in the door free.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And
that's
definitely. Sorry, we are going to charge $5 for parking for cars. And all of that money goes to a Korean War veteran with a Purple Heart. So he is going to benefit from that. He's been short on funds lately, and he needs to replace his furnace. And he needs to be able to get a new propane tank because his propane tank is too old to be certified anymore. So
definitely, and anything we can do to help in this industry, we all try to pull together. That's the biggest thing at the end of the day, especially when it comes to our veterans, because I hate to say it, we're getting older. They're getting older. Some of them veterans, there's not very many left. And, that's history. Yeah, that's history for us. And, as people get older and we get health problems and such, and we fall on hard times, we got to help each other out. And, if it wasn't for that man, we wouldn't be sitting here right here today. He helped bring the freedom we have today to do what we can do, and he was a piece of it. And he might not say that, and a lot of them don't take credit for that, but at the end of the day, if I see a veteran, especially if they're wearing their hat in a restaurant or something, I walk up, I thank them for their service, I shake their hand, and if I'm wearing my hat, I even take my hat off out of respect. And people stare at me a lot for it, but I come from a small one blinking light town, and that's how we respect our veterans. They are an asset to our community. Yes.
We appreciate it.
This gentleman is also, it's his field that we're using at the moment for access to bring all these people through. So,
then it's more than right. Yes. It's more than right. They do the same thing at Big Cloud. They charge for the parking, and that goes to the guy. It's last I knew, that goes to the guy, the farmer that owns the land, and that's
right.
That's only right. I mean, I do the same thing with my outdoor. I don't own land yet because I lost my family to COVID and we lost our farm. Long story short, I leased some land from a farmer. I made a deal with him, and I basically lease an acre, and that's where my outdoor is. And we're both licensed to do it, so why not do it? And you gotta give back to the people who look out for you, because without them people, there would be no show, there would be no grow, there would be no, you gotta look out for the people that look out for you. And that's how it works. So definitely. So this is in Walkerville. This is now, is this a pretty easy place to find on Google Maps if somebody wanted to type it in? Where, I guess that would be the question.
So right now, last I understood is that pre-purchase tickets on Eventbrite comes with a longitude latitude pin to the field entrance itself that we will be using for access. As far as posting for all the day of people and stuff like that, I know that we'll probably be posting something on our stories and stuff like that on Instagram, or some sort of link in our story to the same longitude latitude coordinates. So
Excellent.
that
Awesome.
field entrance.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely. Because we have an event here in town. Oh, I hate to say it, but the event group, I won't put any names under the bus because I'm not promoting them. But long story short, we have an event coming up this weekend here in town, and they just got word and they put it out today. Like, everybody bought their tickets, and their tickets said free parking and stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, the township's like, you can't have anybody park in that lot. We need it for fire emergency access. So then they moved them all it's like 3 miles down the road on a whole nother road. They're having everybody park in a separate field, and now they had to rent a charter bus system to bring them back and forth. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a mess. I'm like, I am not going to be in town, so I'm trying to find a way to leave town this weekend because I do not want to be involved in that. But long story short, that's just politics. But you guys got it made, because if you're a med card holder, what's $10 and you get to go hang out? You might get to find some new product. You might get to find that piece of art. You never know what you're gonna find, and $10 you can't even get a burger for that nowadays. Half the places, I really hate to put it that way.
We'll have food.
Don't talk food. Don't talk food, because these guys in the chat, they hate me every time I talk food, because then they get hungry and then these guys start cooking. Because we got people that come in from Taiwan and Austria and Australia, and these guys it's like 6 o'clock in the morning over there, and some of these guys are like, oh, don't be talking food, I just woke up. And then other guys are like, oh, it's 2 a.m, I'm ready for bed and now I'm hungry. So
I have to. More Ganja Farms is coming. That's like the best hog ever.
Oh, absolutely. Dave is an amazing guy too, and
good, him.
I don't know him very well, but I know him from what I've talked to over the past couple of years. I've met him at a lot of events. I do a lot of stuff with Chris from Country Roots, because me and him became close friends. Yeah. So if Chris is at an event, see, told you, badass said it. Now I'm hungry, dang it. But yeah, if Chris will be there, then I will be there, because almost anything Chris shows up to, I know is legitimate enough for me to show up to.
Oh, good. Now I know.
Gary's Lemonade's going to be there.
Yeah.
So, most likely I'm looking at probably coming in on Saturday to attend, because I work a lot of mileage. I do 6,500 miles a month. And long story short, I work in the food industry and with produce and other things and deliveries and stuff like that. So I have a route, and long story short, basically, I can't take the time off. So I can only get 1 day off, usually for an event. So I try to, depending on how your gates are open, I sneak in on a Friday night, and I stay Friday night, Saturday night, and then I jet out early on Sunday and go back to work, because I work 7 days a week. And I the only days I take off is for festivals. So, but I'll come out, I'll shoot some footage, I'll bring the gimbal, I'll bring the professional mobile mic, and we'll capture the whole atmosphere, and we'll make a recap video for you guys so you guys can look back on it. Yeah. I mean, and all I ask is just let me get in, but that's already free. I got a med card, so I don't need nothing but the parking, and I will happily pay the parking because it's going to a good cause. Because
we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I want to ask a couple questions cannabis related outside of the event of each of you guys. We'll go right down the line. Now, to me, it would be my right, but I don't know what direction it would be your guys'. So, Blaine, it would go you first, then Rich, then Kate. So, we're going to start with the questions we typically ask on this show. And the first one is, how old were you when you first tried cannabis, and where did you get it from?
I was in between 14 and 15, and we got it. I can't remember who we got it from, but we picked up an old CD sack, some old brickweed, and cleaned it off, and off a homemade pipe, out of the shop. And that was my very first experience with my cousin. So.
Wow. Okay. And you guys, Rich, Kate?
Well, I was right around 16, and my girlfriend and her friends stole a joint out of their mom's purse, out of my girlfriend's mom's purse, and we went out in the car and smoked it. And yeah, got higher than I wanted to get, I think.
Hey, that's a good thing, because most people don't get high their first time. It takes the second or third time. So if you get high the first time, your first time must have been some dank shit, because not a lot of people do. Right, exactly. And Kate, do you consume? Do you smoke?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She just polished off a 3-gram blunt.
Yeah.
Oh wow, awesome. Definitely.
Yeah. I definitely am a consumer, and I'm a late bloomer. I didn't first try it until I was 23, and it was a person I was dating at the time, and I have no idea where it came from. All I know is I got a great buzz, and I was instantly intrigued by the herb as to what else could it do for me.
Definitely. So, you love talking food. That rolls right into the second question we typically ask. And this time I'm going to let you go first, Kate, and then we'll go Rich, and then we'll go Blaine. I know we're going backwards now, but long story short, what is your go-to munchie when you're high? Everybody has one. Is it something sweet, sour, salty, fruits, veggies, ice cream? What is your go-to?
Usually it's the salty sweet, but almost always I land on chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Chips or soda?
Yeah, definitely.
Or a burger?
I go with the savory option usually too. Either something like that, like just a meal. I like to smoke before I eat, or usually it's gonna sound cliche, but a bag with the cheese fix munchies. I like the pretzels and stuff. It does that, and maybe like if I'm getting that bag of cheese fix, I gotta grab like some Mambas or some Starburst or something probably to go with it, and Sprite or a Coke.
Right, definitely.
Nice road trip munchies.
I'm guilty of the Little Debbie's, and the Sour Punch straws are the worst. And anything Reese's, them are my. Yep. The sticks, or not so much the pieces anymore, but the sticks, the fast break, the big cups. You got to have that.
Nutrageous too, man.
Man, we've got a legend in the room tonight. I just have to shout him out, even though it says Facebook user. Captain Redbeard, our partner, he hasn't done a lot when it comes to the lives or coming on, and we've been trying to get him on the show. He's a little camera shy. He doesn't really want to be on the show, but he is a great breeder, and he's in the chat tonight. So, that is a first for us, you know. So shout out Mr. Captain Redbeard, you know, and
Hello,
if you
hello.
guys
Hello,
are
Hello,
looking,
Captain
Captain.
Redbeard.
Yeah,
so
I've met him before. I'm pretty sure I've got some of his seeds in the vault.
really,
I'm almost sure of it. I think he stopped by. Maybe it was a Gems and Genetics.
okay, I don't
Can't
know.
quite remember. And I'm sure
It
I
might
met him
not be
at
the
a
same guy. This
Hi.
guy is out of Oregon. So, but he is a great guy. Yeah,
No?
he hates the camera stuff, like he said. Yeah, so it might not be. There might be another guy that has a similar name up here in Michigan
Yep.
that I haven't ran across. But this guy is out of Oregon, and I'm telling you, if you're looking for phenomenal genetics, this is the guy to speak with. He sponsors our bounty. Almost every other bounty we do, we bounce between him and an actual Michigan breeder called Sofem Genetics. And we just try to give back locally. We work with a lot of local breeders already, but some of them are not on the level big enough yet to give back to the community yet. You know, they're still growing and they're still maintaining and figuring out their genetic line. And Captain Redbeard, he's been in the game for a long time, and he loves to give back to the community any way he can. He just sponsored our MMA fighter that we just had a couple of weeks ago. You know, without him, we wouldn't have had a fighter at the event because he wouldn't have been able to clear his medical stuff. So it was awesome. Yeah, we always try to give back to the community. You know, that's the biggest thing. So that comes to my next question, and this is the question that me and MadHasher Blaine we're talking about before the show. I don't want you to think about it. And I want Blaine to go first because he already knew about it and I don't want him to think too hard. If you could smoke with anybody dead or alive, who would it be and why? But I want the first person that pops in your head.
Probably Willie Nelson. He's just one of my favorite iconic, smokers, and I love bluegrass and that kind of music. So I definitely would want to burn one with Willie.
Definitely. And you right down the line, we want to hear your guys's too.
Man, I don't know. There's a lot, and then there's not many. It's like
yep.
Probably all of Metallica.
Oh yeah. The original Metallica.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, definitely. I actually was neighbors with his niece growing up. The drummer,
Lars?
the original drummer. I don't know the guy's name. I just know that he visited once there, and everybody. There was like a block party when we were kids, and I was a kid, and I didn't pay much attention, but I remember the name. And they were like, "Yeah, my uncle is the drummer for Metallica," and it was a big thing. And yeah, it was his niece, and it was legitimate. But I think I was like 7 or 8, so I was like, and this was like 30 plus years ago, and this was like, okay, I don't know who this is. I'm just a little kid. I'm gonna go play, basically. But it would have been cool, to probably know that I met somebody like that and didn't even realize it. Yeah. And what about you, Kate?
I think, gosh, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I think it's a toss up for me between like Johnny Cash and Snoop Dogg.
Definitely.
I mean, I would want to smoke with Snoop simply because I would love to smoke one of his blunt rollers blunts because I'm a blunt connoisseur. I love to smoke a blunt, and I would just love to see what his little roller has. What Snoop is smoking on.
Right. Yeah. The only thing I've heard about him, he's my biggest too. That's who I want to smoke with too. And the biggest thing is if you rolled up something good, you better take a couple good drags off it before you hand it to him because he does not hand it back. He doesn't pass it. So once it's passed to him, he's babysitting it. He's not giving it to nobody. And that's just how Snoop is. He doesn't pass
it. That's my kind of guy.
Unless it sucks and he's passing it right away.
Right. Yep,
If he
exactly.
passes it, it sucks.
Right.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
To me, that's
exactly.
the sign of a blunt lover. You know, I love a blunt, so that's kind of me. Sometimes you pass it to me, I'm probably you're gonna have to give me a reminder to pass it back. You know, puff puff
Yep, yep.
pass.
Long story short, with me, I fell in love. I grew up on blunts. I grew up on white owls. All as a kid, we'd roll in them. Well, after I quit smoking tobacco a few years ago, quite a few years ago, it's like 17 now, but um, you know, I developed allergic reaction. My immune system's very weird because of my disease. I have alopecia areata, and it's always changing on allergic reactions. I'm allergic to the consumption of nicotine. So my
Ooh.
blunts now have to be nicotine free. And I've only found one company that makes them the way I like them, because I like that dark brown blunt paper. If
Yeah.
it's going to be a blunt, it's going to be a blunt. And the only company I've came across was Futurola. And that's the only one I've came across so far that makes it. And it's vegan free and GMO free. So that way, if you're allergic to nicotine, you can still smoke a blunt without the nicotine. So it's kind of
Ah.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so just to give them a little plug there, not really endorsed by them. It's just something I came across at a event, and actually a Michigan Gyms and Genetics event. A friend of mine had them, Red Cider Farms, and he he got me hooked on them, but I can't find them anywhere. So
Yeah, we've
you have to
met
look.
him. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's very about nature, and I love that about Red. He's a great guy, and they're on their honeymoon right now. So they just got him
Wow.
and Becca just got married. Yep. So
Oh,
she
nice.
runs a channel called Rosemary's Oasis, Rosemary's Garden, and it's all about what they do in their backyard. So it's phenomenal. But so what can we expect as far as like these people that are caregivers that are going to be at the event? Are we going to be able to purchase flour at your guys' event and
Oh
other
yeah.
products? Okay.
Well, it's donations, and yes,
Right. Yeah.
it'll be
Right.
available
Yes, that's
for
what I
sure.
mean. Yeah, definitely. And you got food, you got music, you got entertainment, you got camping. Um,
T-Dog the artist will be there with some art.
T Dog. Okay, I definitely got to be there because T Dog got it my T-shirt, and I haven't heard from him because he's been so busy since I sent him one. So
Yeah,
we got to
he just
catch up.
redid our whole logo for us, and he made the logo for the event. So the
Okay.
next flyer that comes out is going to have that logo on it, or that event on it from
Make sure
T-Dog.
you tag me in that because I'm gonna be blowing that up everywhere I can.
Thank you.
I should. Yeah, T Dog and me are great friends, and he's a great guy. We've talked on when I've had some troubled nights. Me and him have talked on things, and I've talked to him on some troubled nights. I remember talking to him one night. He lost power in his basement and had to keep the grow going. This was on one of the blackouts they had down there for a few days, and he didn't have a generator, but then he did. But he had enough generator only to keep the plants going, and he wasn't running a heater. And I'm like, dude, you got to keep yourself warm too. Like,
Yeah,
it was a rough night for him. His wife left, and he stayed at the house and kept the plants alive. But and it was during the winter, just this past winter, and it's like, man, dude, you sure you're all right? Like, I don't know where you're at, but I'll come rescue you. I'll bring you something, if I can help. But all he wanted was somebody to talk to. So me and him just shot the shit for a while there, and it was great.
right on.
I couldn't complain. You know,
He's a great guy. Todd's a great guy.
definitely. There's
I
a lot
remember
of
the
great
name of the
people.
band that's going to be up there too now. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Okay,
you off.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's Forgotten Magic or Lost Magic.
Okay.
Lost Magic
All
is the
right.
name of the band. And they're pretty decent. They've got a nice set and they great sound. Seem like really nice guys. So it'll be
Definitely.
a good time.
Yeah.
And if you know people that want to get behind the mic and have some sound time, we've got a pretty good sound system. It's got some thump, fills up that whole area with sound. We've got some lights and lasers, and gonna run those
Definitely.
from like 9:30 until at least midnight.
Right. Yeah, a friend of mine is the main singer, and I got another buddy that's a guitarist for the band Codeville. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. They're pretty well known.
Right.
They're kind of on that Pop Evo level, well known. I do know the guys from Pop Evo as well, but I don't know them that well. I only know them from the media side of things. I don't know them as far as on a personal level where I could possibly get them to come. But, I do know a lot of musicians and a lot of comedians. And, I will definitely talk to a few people. If you haven't reached out to Mark, reach out to Mark from Smiling Acres. He's a musician, and he knows a lot of art and a lot of people. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that just played at Smiling Acres that wouldn't love to get up on the stage again and just perform. It's what they love to do.
Yeah.
And that was a phenomenal event, and they had a phenomenal fireworks show. And that's where I spent my 4th of July, because I didn't want to be by myself this year. And that's why I come to these events. And that's the part we don't talk about when it comes to these events, that a lot of people are afraid to. Some of these people, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they carried. And even me included, I have hard times. I don't have family. I lost my family. And you come here and it's like family. It's an atmosphere. Nobody judges you. There's no drama. You can kind of let your hair down, I guess you'd say, and just be yourself. And that's what I do when I come to these events. I come and I'm just ready to relax. I'm ready to unwind. I'm away from the city.
It's certainly the environment that we're trying to cultivate here.
Exactly.
It's a rustic campground. All the people I've met and I've had the opportunity to work with have been more than welcoming and polite and just great people all the way around. And we're hoping that this turns into kind of a community thing. We're looking to see how this one goes. We'd like to just keep on putting back into Rich and Kate's property and
definitely,
hopefully build this into an oasis, if you will, of sorts for 420 friendly events and campers and the community all in all. So
definitely. I don't know if you lost me there. Sorry, my screen went black. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have axe throwing as well. I forgot to mention that.
Oh wow! Hell yeah!
I forgot about that.
Yeah, hatchets.
That's
axes, hatchets. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's taken off. We actually have a restaurant right here in town that has it right inside, and then another bar has it just across town, and then we have a place downtown that has it. So it's taken off in this area. We have 3 places. I mean, and each one kind of has their own atmosphere, but it's definitely something that brings people in from all over. I mean, even the kids like doing it, and it's really, I've never done it, but I've wanted to try it, so I'm definitely going to probably have my hand at that when I come up there, because I plan on being there Saturday for sure. But yeah, definitely. I'll come through, I'll put that in my calendar and I'll be good to go. Because I know the weekend after that, unfortunately, I'm taking the whole week, and I don't ever do that. But I have surprises lined up, and at Legacy, and people that are coming in that I'm doing things with, that are opportunities that are once in a lifetime. So I can't miss it, so that's why I'm taking the time off myself. The opportunities this community presents to everybody is amazing, and you just never know what opportunity could arise, and it's going to be fun. It's every event has its good atmosphere. Your guys' is literally the weekend after or the weekend before.
Laura and Dallas from Big Cloud actually came up last year for our event.
Really? Okay. Yeah. We're gonna be having Mr. Fun Guy Rick. We're gonna be having Dallas, and we're gonna be having, hopefully, I was speaking with him before I got on the phone here with you guys, Fang, all on the upcoming episode to talk about Legacy. So if you guys don't know what Legacy is, head on over
We're
to
going. We'll be
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing. And for the people that don't out there in the crowd, be sure to check it out. Big Cloud Presents on Instagram. We'll have all the information, and you can find their information as well. But where can we find your guys' information? Where can people find information online about the event and tickets and stuff like that?
Well, right now we have the MadHasher account on Instagram, Rich and Kate's account, No Bad Days 365. I also have, I've been passing out flyers. We'll be at Hareem. I'll be passing out flyers there. I have an email with information on it as well. And then there's the Eventbrite link that has, just the basics, really for attendance.
Definitely. Yeah. And we like to give away a pack of seeds on this show. So I'm going to be doing that here in a few minutes here. I'm going to get it set up. And this episode is from SoFem Genetics out of Warren area, Michigan. And he's a local breeder out of Michigan here. And he's trying to save his farm. COVID hit him hard and he got stuck in a balloon payment, but he's going to put on a big celebration in August because he's really close to making that payment. And he said for everybody that helps invested into him, he's giving back to the community. So that's another event, that's going to be happening this year, that is really cool. Kind of like you guys said, the farmers, how that guy owns the land and we got to give back to him. This is the same deal, but he's going to give back to the community for everybody that's purchased seeds from throughout the whole year. He's going to just say, hey, come on out to the farm. We're having a pig roast. We're having a big farm party. It's going to be legit. So it's going to be everybody does things in this community together, but definitely. So I'm going to open up this contest here real quick. But if there's anything that you want anybody in the audience to know about your event or about you guys, before we get close to ending here, we got about 15 minutes, and then we'll open up the contest here at the same time, and before we end the show, because I like to keep things right at about an hour. Otherwise, people start to get a little bored here. So
yeah,
I'm just
come on out and have a good time,
multi-screen.
and could check out some trails and some woods and some nice people,
Definitely.
good community, and have a great time.
Great food, great
Definitely.
people, great opportunities to network with great people.
Yep.
Definitely.
I can only ditto what they said. We're going to be pushing to spread awareness for the event. I know that we're still really pushing for that arts and crafts vendor. I know that we don't have a lot of people right now, but I know that we've got some good artists and people coming for sure. So, but always looking for that next opportunity, like you said.
I got a friend that does some 3D printing, cannabis related. His name's Dale. I'm gonna shoot him a message. Actually, when I get off here. And I got another buddy who does art, not necessarily cannabis, but some amazing art. Him and his wife own a company, and they just got their artwork into a shop here in town, and they just did a craft fair themselves. They put one on. I don't know how well it went, but they have a laser and they make these beautiful artwork. I can't even explain it, but and just different people that are into the art game that I'll reach out to on my personal list and say, hey, you it's free to vend. You pay the parking. Come on out, set up. See what you guys can do, and it's a part of the community, so I'll definitely, I'll shoot some messages, the more the merrier. That's what I always say,
and healers are welcome,
Yes.
massage therapy, Reiki, all of that. We're into holistic healers as well. So if you know anyone in the energy community, we totally welcome that.
Yeah, that reminds me. Another one of our DJs, I actually found him, Gray Sky here. They do tarot card readings as well, and they'll be doing.
Okay.
Or she will be doing tarot card readings. I don't know, it just, what you said, Kate, made me think of that.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who owns a studio. She just opened it up here in town in Mesquite, and it's called Earthwise. Her name is Angel Kuhn. She does tarot readings. She's very spiritual, healing, health. They put on events and stuff there, but she does a lot of other events in vending. I'll reach out to her, see what she
Absolutely.
says. And I also have a friend who does all the big events, and she's a stylist, but she does them beautiful braids that you see with all the colors in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll shoot her a message and see if she might want to come out there.
Cannabis vendors too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a friend who
Yep.
owns a CBD store in Fremont. It's called the CBD store. I don't know what they have going on because he's also the chairman for the Baby Food Festival, which I know that's coming up, and that might be the same weekend. Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to check. But
We just really want the community to know that it's about the culture. It's not just about cannabis. It's about cannabis culture. There's a whole world that goes around that's not just
Definitely.
about the cannabis.
Right. Yep. I mean, that's exactly how the show is too. It's about cannabis and the lifestyle that surrounds it. That's what is our original slogan. And that's everything from your food to your medicine to your clothes to everything and anything in between. It could be hemp related. It could be, I'm wearing hemp shoes right now. I mean,
Right on.
the shoes are from Taiwan, and we had the guy on here, and he was awesome. 8,000 Kicks is his company, and his grandmother started out sewing them all by hand, the patterns and everything, and she's like in her 80s. I mean, and she still runs the sewing machine. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
But definitely for the crowd out there, the chat, I'm gonna pop the chat back open here because I had it closed. We got a few people out there, and for everybody out there, we do have a bounty that I'm going to get started here with a 5-minute window for this week's bounty mystery pack from SoFem Genetics. So I'm going to open that up right now, and here we go. So, yeah, other than what we've talked about your guys' event, if this goes well, do you guys plan on making this an annual thing or?
Maybe 3 times a year, 4.
Okay.
If it goes
Excellent.
well, I mean, yeah, it's
Definitely.
And we're planning on doing
Definitely.
some snowmobiling events up there and some maybe some LARPing and some medieval type festivals.
That would be cool. Definitely. I've never been to a Renaissance festival, but I've seen some of that stuff, advertised out towards my way, I guess, towards Ravenna. They do one somewhere. I don't know a lot about it, but definitely it seems cool, I don't know. It would just be cool, to meet people of different backgrounds and different talents. That's what I like to do. And
Yeah.
like you guys, everybody has a different talent here. Definitely. So you guys said you had some gardens going. I want to do a little bit of garden talk while we're sitting here waiting for this contest to end and I wrap up the show. What do you guys got going on in your guys' gardens? What strains are you growing? Do you have any vegetables going this time of year? What are you guys digging into?
Well, I'm running a little bit of everything right now. I got field corn in, actually gifted to me and my daughter from Rich and Kate and Ron. And I've got a big vegetable garden in this year. We finally broke ground in and got stuff set this year. A nice little patch of outdoor going this year. For my sun-grown extractions that I've been doing. It's been going all right. Been struggling with some of the weather, the storms, and rabbit damage. Been having a hard time keeping away the rabbits. And then I got the indoor going. I grow with nectar indoor right now, drained away system. I've got all kinds of genetics, stuff that I've worked on for years with hemp night and stuff that we've grabbed from TC Terps and Mike all day, Mike Valley all day, or Alpine Valley Organics. There we go, Mike all day, Alpine Valley Organics. And then Rich just took off, but I know Kate here. She's been grinding away pretty hard, the way I hear it.
Yep, I sure have. We've got a small vegetable garden this year. We didn't put one in the ground, but we have a container garden,
Sure.
mainly tomatoes and peppers.
Yep.
Some cabbage, cauliflower, peas, green beans, some squash because I love my squash. That's pretty much it. Oh, we have hot peppers. I did a whole run of hot peppers, ghost peppers, habaneros. The hot ones, good stuff.
I used to love that
Any
stuff.
hot.
I can't eat it no more. You know, my body changed once again. They say your body changes every 5 years. So what you like now, you're not going to like in 5 years from now, potentially. You might like some of the things, but some of the things they say your taste bud changes every 5 years. And acid reflux, well, it wasn't my friend with the spicy stuff. I used to eat the hottest. My brothers collect hot sauce. So like when I go to South Carolina, they're like, hey, try this. And I'm like, oh, it'll burn a hole through the table. You want me to put that in my mouth? No, thank you. I'm good.
Right.
But definitely, you know, I'm on my second season in my outdoor garden with Country Roots soil. I'm running Chris's soil for the second season with nothing added to it besides cover crop, just to help with the nitrogen. And that's it. And my tomatoes are almost the size of softballs right now. And my cucumbers got flowers on them, but nothing yet, but they got flowers. And my cilantro is about 5 foot tall, and it's from last year. So I planted it last year, and I didn't do nothing with it. I didn't harvest it or nothing. I just planted it to kind of disguise my freak show plants that I had put in there from Humboldt Seed Company. And it went to seed this year. And I told Chris, I'm like, man, this thing's so tall. I said, the bottom is the stuff you eat. I said, the top is all like these flower things. And he's like, yeah, that's the seeds. It's like, you got to cut that off and let them dry out on a napkin and plant them for next year. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, that's great. You know, I don't know much about that, but that's good. So that's what I got going on in my outdoor right now. You know, I had a whole bunch last year, and I was going to do a give back to my housing community here. Well, then they went around and they told everybody we couldn't have gardens. But I got grandfathered into a 4x8 garden bed that is attached to my deck. So it was here when I bought the place. So they said, well, you can use it. It was there when you bought the place. So luckily I have a small garden. And if I have any extra fruits and vegetables, I give them back to people. So that's what I've been up to, you know,
Nice.
definitely. But I've been dealing with the high temps over here, you know, as you guys, and the wind. I had to stake my plants. I'm running Chris's Country Roots outdoor blend outdoors this year for all my plants. And yeah, everything's going great. I haven't been over there in about a week. I know that sounds bad, but the farmer, he takes well care of it when he's in town. He does astroturf for a living. So that's what he does when he's not working on the farm, is he's doing all. Why would they say no? Well, I hate to say this, but I hate not to say this. Okay, so where I live is city water, and it's city water because the ground and literally the stream that runs through the area is polluted. It is polluted so bad that it is not supposed to be consumed. So they technically feel that the groundwater is polluted too. So yeah, that's all. You can thank Bayer Corporation for that. They no longer own the building, but for many years, Bayer Crop Science was doing that crop science here and dumping all the chemicals into the creek. And well, it polluted our waterway here. And even the land here, you know, when you buy a land, they want you to hook up this, even though it's all wells all the way around this area, they want you to hook up to city water because them wells are not good for anything but watering your grass. And that's about it. They don't want you to consume it or cook with it or anything like that. It sucks. Yeah, that's the downfall.
That's
to
one
where
thing we have is some of the best water you're ever gonna taste in your life.
And our farm did too before I moved here. You know, it was so cold and so good. I drove my own well point, you know, twice on my own farm, and 130 feet. And that was a 4-inch center. Yeah, and I drove it with a driver by hand. Me and my grandfather. You know, we pulled it up plenty of times because it'd get plugged up after so many 10, 15 years. You know, but. You know, I plumbed it all in the last time before he passed, you know, and our well was so old, they don't make them that way. We had an actual pit you went down into. It was like in there. Now they have to be above ground and everything. And you actually put your well or your drain field and your septic too on the top of the ground, and then they fill it over it. They don't actually put it in the ground. And yeah, I had to do all that before we moved from my farm, before my parents died. Like, we had to replace the septic, the drain field. I had to replace the furnace, the AC, and the well, all that stuff in 1 year. And it sucked. And it was a lot of money we didn't have. But I learned, you know, water is definitely one of those things do not take for granted. Because when you have good water, and you move to where you have to pay to have good water, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Sure
Yep.
Sure does.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys out there in chat, hipsters and everybody joining the chat. Some people are just making their way in right now, but we're almost to the hour mark, and I don't want to keep you guys too long. I apologize for the people just joining us, coming in late, but you know, these people probably got work to do, and just like us. And we appreciate you guys coming on the show. I will be seeing you guys in a few weeks. Keep me in the loop on all your updates. Don't be afraid to tag me on Instagram, because if you tag me, I will share them to our story so everybody else can see it, so we can just get it that much bigger for everybody, and everybody can come to the event and have a great time and enjoy themselves. And that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Definitely.
We're not out there to make a bunch of money. We're out there to have a good time and give back.
Exactly.
That's what
It's
this
about
whole
the
thing's
passion.
about.
Yep. So we appreciate you guys coming on. If you want to hang out after the outro, you can meet me in private if you want to talk with me after the show. Otherwise, if you want to jet out, you're more than welcome. I'm going to play the outro here after I pick a winner for tonight's contest. So we got to pick a winner real quick. I almost forgot, but then I looked at my screen over here and realized they didn't. So here we go, guys, for the mystery pack from SoFrem Genetics. The winner is Grower Mo. Not only did you come in late, but looks like you finished perfect. Yeah, buddy. So playing out in the garden tonight paid off. You got a new pack of seeds coming your way, Grower Mo. So with that being said, shoot me an email, organicallyblunt@gmail.com, or organicallyblunt. Hit the DM on Instagram. Let me know your Grower Mo from tonight's show, and send me your address, and we will literally get that in the mail to you tomorrow. So congratulations, buddy. Definitely. So with that being said, everybody, thanks for joining us on the Organically Blunt Show, and you have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Organically Blunt Show, a cannabis lifestyle podcast that's raw, uncut, and unedited. Thanks for listening to the show. We would like to give thanks to this episode's partners: Grow Strong Industries, the mother brand of Gorilla Grow Tint, Kind LED, and Lotus Nutrients. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Seedsman Seeds, a trusted seed bank with over 20 years in the industry. Use coupon code Organically Blunt 10. Horticulture Lighting Group, HLG, real efficiency, real yields, and made in the USA. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Rain Science Grow Bags, one-of-a-kind mesh grow bags that eliminate problems and increase yields. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Growth Bags, the best curing solution to save terps. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Captain Redbeard Seeds, genetics that are loyal to the soil. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Humboldt Seed Company. Humboldt's original seed. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Fish Head Farms. The maker of fish shit. The most robust beneficial bacteria on the market. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Sofim Genetics. Quality genetics at a fair price. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Green Wolf Genetics. These genetics come from a wolf pack that runs with quality and no BS. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Utopic Essential Nutrients. Discover the truth. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. Stream Gardening. World-leading mycorrhizal fungi. Dry Tents, because we all need a place to dry that harvest. Use coupon code Organically Blunt. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And in the meantime, follow us on Instagram at Organically Blunt or on Social Club at Organically Blunt. You can reach us also via email at organicallyblunt@gmail.com. Organically Blunt can be found where you listen to podcasts such as iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Anchor.fm, and Apple Podcasts. See you next time on the Organically Blunt Show.